Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Donner. We're back with another great episode of VS Reviews. Today, we are checking out one of these 4th of July blunt cones. Out of Garden Remedies, this one is gonna be the Spritzer. It's Runts times Grape Pie times Mac. Really looking something good. TACA 29.35, Delta 9.59, CBGA 0.23, all other cannabinoids 0, with a total TAC of 30.17. Can't go wrong with it. Let's open it up. Ooh, smells nice. And let's look. Oh, it's a future roller cone. These are kind of interesting. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's kind of disappearing out, but they are a little blunts. Very, very nice. Let's light one up and see what we do, right? Kind of just light up the top. I don't want it to canoe. And with these ones, if you kind of just light the edges around, you can kind of get an even burn. As you can see, really nice. Looking good. And rather tasty, I have to say. Kind of sweet. Getting some of those hints of the grape, getting some of those Mac, the Miracle Alien cookies up in there. And then, I am, you taste kind of the lemony, kind of a little bit different fruits that are going through it. Plus, you got Runts, which is kind of fruity in itself. It is canoeing just a tad, though, which I'm not really too crazy about. It's burning on this side a little bit more. There's really no way to fix that except to kind of cool this side off. See if I can slow down the burn. For that, I will have to take some points off of this because I really don't like when it canoes. You can waste a lot of product that way. So far, though, pretty light smoke, I have to say. Not too one side. I'm not getting an overhead head rush or anything crazy. Very very mild. Very mild. But it is flavorful. It might be one of those kind of creeper strains, which takes a little while to kind of kick in. Very familiar flavors, though. Very familiar tastes. Like I said, I am tasting that kind of like the grape pie and that. A lot of that's kind of shining through and really sweet, mixed with the runs. It's just an overall sweet taste. Can't pinpoint one flavor. It is a little bit of a drifting high, kind of wandering. Lets your head wander off a little bit. Not much for saying super focused, but it is nice for creative. I was thinking great creative thoughts. Believe me on that. Um, we're working right now with a lot of the getting the word out about a wrestling show called the Kill City Cup, and I have all these ideas in my head that are kind of wandering. Cannabis definitely helps kind of get those out and get those ideas, flourishing and started. So, definitely this is one of those kind of strains to help with creative thought. But again, it is something to kind of just use sparingly because it is like wandering. So you might wander off and kind of having to pull yourself back to focus to do the task. I don't recommend this with anything tedious. I don't recommend going to the gym with it or anything like that. It is a good strain for going out with friends, though. I do feel less anxious, more calm, less stressed, more talkative. Not so much giggly yet, or like you feel happy yet, but it could come with a higher dose. Who knows? We are going to see as we finish this one. We're only about that much way, but the effects do kind of kick in after a couple of minutes of smoking. Smooth smoke too. Flavor is right on point. I actually remember to bring a drink today. Just about only switch to like drinking or energy drinks, either C4 or Prime. Honestly, I like Prime even better. I think because it's like less vitamins and just more hydrating. But C4 is pretty good. They have a lot of great flavors. Ghost is nice too, though. I do like Ghost, but I've been staying away from a lot of the Monster and Rockstar and all that. A lot of sugar, a lot of unwanted stuff. But speaking of unwanted, let's see. I'm thinking if there's any negative side effects so far on this strain. No, not right as yet. I don't feel like overly cotton mouth or dry eyed or anything like that. No paranoia. They had this listed as a sativa, but reading upon it, it's the perfect hybrid. So I don't know really which way it is leaning. I do feel it being heady though. Maybe sativa hybrid. But some of those perfect hybrids do act like sativas, and some of those indicas act like sativas, and some sativas honestly act like indicas. So a little bit hard at that point, but to be expected. And that's honestly, as I feel like as it gets down, I always said this, as the resin passes through, the tar kind of builds up and the bud underneath gets, kind of tarry. So it's not as tasty and it is kind of harsh. But overall, this is a pretty smooth, especially for being, I believe it's a hemp blonde. So, and it's burning nicely, which is, important. Now, we did have that little issue in the beginning with the canoeing, but that seemed to correct itself pretty fast. We're right back where we should be. Not too much loss. Yeah, now we're about maybe a little bit more than halfway down, and I have to say, the effects are nice. It's a nice strain. Not overly giggly again. I'm not gonna say that, but it does put you in a nice mood. Much more calm, chill. Like I said, creative, thinking about things. Maybe even a little bit motivated. To get a certain thing done, or you have ideas and now you can put them to light. Sometimes that happens with kind of the decrease in anxiety. You can function higher and function more. Other times, it is the strain that kind of pushes you forward. And sometimes it's just a mixture of both. Cannabis for a lot of people, yeah, okay, granted, it's about getting high and whoa, man, we're stoned and we're having these experiences, but why do we enjoy these experiences? What is it doing that's changing us? And in the medical aspect of it, it's like, okay, it's decreasing A, B, and C, so we can now experience X, Y, and Z. Or it's increasing X and Y, so now we don't feel B so much, and it's different things like that the cannabis kind of does for us. And it is all very subjective. It is all very, personal. Kind of what works for me might not work for you. Everybody's tolerance is different. Everybody has different brain preferences. Um, you know, and what works well for them. The spritzer, definitely a nice mix. Like I said, between the Mac, the runts, and the great pie there. Great combination to bring this forward. And it does have that kind of fruity spritzer kind of, you know, taste to it. And I think that's where they get the grape and the wine in the spritzer kind of pulls pulls those grape undertones to give that kind of flavor. Garden Remedies always has great flavorful pre rolls, blunts, and such, and always at a good price, especially when you buy more. And once you buy anything more than one of them, it becomes only like $10 a piece, so it's a pretty good deal. The blunts a little bit more. I think they become $12 a piece on two or more. But normally they're 15, and I think 18 or something. I don't even know. But yeah, definitely worth it to buy more of them if it's something that you like. So I try to always buy like two or at least to get it, because it's only, especially with the pre rolls, it's only $5 difference, 15 for one or 20 for two. It's like 20 for two, I think. But so we definitely got two of these too to enjoy. But I'm glad I did it. Excuse me. Getting a little bit more harsh as we go down. um, I am glad we did though, because it is an enjoyable strain. It's something that will work for us. It's something that will how can I say it, increase whatever we're doing, its value. Like, I'm gonna do some work after this probably, and it'll make it better. I will probably produce a better product because of this strain or these strains effect. So it's very beneficial for many reasons. Personal life, work life, etc. That's a good strain in my eyes. That's a good, medicinal strain. It's something that's very functional for me and very, it's just something that will work in my life. And granted, not all strains do that. There's strains that I like that not necessarily will do that, but I just like them. So, I buy them once in a while. I smoke them, but I don't get a lot accomplished. I don't get a lot of things done, or I get just really silly, giggly, and again, not getting much accomplished. But I like those effects sometimes, those strains, and those are kind of like what I would call my recreational strains, which aren't so much for medicinal benefits, more so for just the enjoyment of the strain. Whereas a lot of the other strains that I do smoke are for the medicinal benefits and not so much, for its recreational effects. If that makes sense. And this one I would definitely put like on that medical side because I mean I'm sure to a lot that it would be recreationally fun, but to me it's just like I said, it's healing ailments and boosting other beneficial properties so I can, get more accomplished. That's, pretty medicinal to me. And that's how I kind of base things on, its functionality. What am I doing with it? What am I doing after I smoke? Why am I smoking it? First of all, what am I smoking for? Is it for pain, physical pain or something, or is it for mental, anxiety, stress? And then I gauge what I'm doing after. What am I going to do with it? Am I going to just lay down and watch a movie and kind of fall asleep? Am I going to, go for a run or a jog after? Am I going to, go write a paper or a book or something and do artwork? Am I, doing social media work? What am I doing with it? And that's how I kind of just gauge what goes in what section. I think this is out. But I mean, these do burn nice and slow, I have to say. And that's always a plus as well. Granted, sometimes we need something just to get bam, and I think that's what originally kind of got me off of flour for a while because I needed something fast. So like excuse me. Dabs would be the first go to. Dabs are very fast, bam, instantaneously. Almost, And then the next would be like kind of pens are a little bit delayed. And then smaller pre-rolls. But the smaller pre-rolls have to be pretty potent. Granted, I've smoked some pretty like, half joints that were just, good strains and they were fine. But, for the most part, for a half joint, I need to be pretty potent for it to be effective. And that's, the quickest you can get in a pre-roll. They, rolling dog walkers, fatter, smaller joints. But to really feel the effects and to really benefit out of it, you need time to kind of sit there and enjoy it. And this is definitely that kind of, product to sit and enjoy. So wouldn't be, beneficial to sit and try to smoke this, in a really short amount of time quickly. It's not gonna work so well because it is meant to be enjoyed and slow and not really rushed. I remember back when I was working, we would have our breaks and sometimes we have like a 15-minute break and a half an hour break. And sometimes my 15-minute break, I would be like really stressed because it would be after the one rush or it would be right before the dinner rushes where I work. So I would run over to the dispensary that was right near me because of course it was right there. And I'd always grab like a pre-roll and I would smoke it like, from the dispensary back to the store. And, it's only a 15-minute break, so I have to get there, get in there, grab the product, get out, and then smoke the pre-roll and finish it. Talk about a rush. And it wasn't always, a fun experience trying to sit there, just like basically chugging, a full gram pre-roll. That's the kind of got me into the dab game again. Is I can just do one dab, or I brought my pen. I did one dab off, my little pen. Oh, okay, that's better. That's easier than trying to smoke all of this in just 15 minutes or whatever time period. But definitely, just like I said, this is something to be enjoyed over time. I do recommend it, to be enjoyed over time. Don't rush it. These blunts, and these blunts are very similar, if not the same, as the poppies, the poppy sluggies that are out there. I believe they're using the same papers. and they smoke the same. So I mean, those are the same premise. Any of these blunts, they should be smoked over time. Not just quickly smoked, and they can be enjoyed. But again, very nice effects. Still, very nice and heady. But not, over the top. Like I said, not over giggly and goofy kind, but very, kind of some motivation behind it. You feel you're kind of building up a little happiness. Definitely mood boosting. Talkative a little bit. So great for social anxiety, great for cutting that. I'm going to a wrestling show tonight. This is definitely a great stream for that. I'm going to be talking to a lot of people. Great. Things like that, which is great for. We're just about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way done with this. I will say it does burn nice and slow. That's definitely a plus. Again, and I just say that because sometimes I've gotten things that have called like blunts or whatever, and they've been kind of dry, so they burn very fast, and it's just like, oh well, that defeats the purpose of it. That's why I mention it again. It just is it's a really good consistency on this. And it's still very flavorful, even down this low. Which sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes, like I said, all that resin kind of builds up on the bottom as you keep smoking, so it's like not as tasty. It's kind of harsh. It's a little bit harsher, but I still am tasting the fruit and the grape and the different terps. That's a plus. Still flavorful. So I definitely recommend the Spritzer strain. Spritzer strain for your medicinal needs and maybe possibly your recreational needs, depending on what kind of how you would like, and that can be definitely found, like I said, right now in Garden Remedies. We go to the Newton store, but it's on the medical side. I'm sure. I don't know if they have them on the rec side. They might, probably, usually they do have similar stuff, just except certain. I think the difference is like edibles and certain of the higher. I don't know, something about the higher THC stuff is on the medical side. I don't know, but I don't know if that still applies. I'm really honestly don't. I hardly buy rec unless the price is cheaper, but it would be something that I would buy medically normally. Like I saw that Simply Herb was at Ascend, which is a rec dispensary, cheaper than it was at Mayflower. So I went over there to grab those pens because they're cheaper, even with the tax. So stuff like that, I will kind of go to rec for. But other than that, it's like unless I'm out of grams, there's really no need to. But there is a lot of good, cool stuff in Massachusetts right now. A lot of nice brands. I see MKX is making their rounds around it. That's a really nice company because she punches another great company. Um, all these companies that are kind of out there, making a name of themselves in the vape game, and kind of the newer ones. Rove is another one. Is really kind of taking the flavors and everything to the next level and really delivering great products. It's really kind of exciting to see. What's going to be coming out? Like I said, like a lot of different brands have coming out recently. No, There we kind of are at the hard part. Where it kind of tastes now a little bit resiny. Yes, definitely gonna have to give this 2 thumbs up if I haven't already. Just saying on the Spritzer because I am liking its effects, um, both mentally and physically. Physically, it's kind of like I said, calming, relaxing. Um, and on the mental side, it's very uplifting and happily. Not overly happy, like I said, not giggly, goofy, dopey, but very functional. And again, that's what we look for: a nice functional high, heady high. And this would be it. And like I said, with the slow burn and it being that potent at the almost 30% THC, it's very effective, very very effective. I do recommend, like I said again, out there before these are gone, and grabbing yourself 1 or 2 or 3 or as many as you can get because they are good. And there's other flavors too, or strains rather. I call them flavors now. Um, but there is other strains on these as well. I do also recommend the horchata. If you're a gelato fan, you'll love horchata. It's a double gelato cross mochi gelato times jet fuel gelato. Very uplifting, very tasty, great effects, and I do recommend those as well. They have those in blunt form. Ooh, that smoke made me disappear. Magic. We're just about done though with it. Not yet though. We still got some more, and it's weird. This is just like I said, it's really going. I got about 1 or 2 more hits left. That's a hard. Trying to feel where the filter is. I don't want to smoke that. It'll be harsh. It'll be like this paper burning. Oh. Yeah, definitely the least favorite part of any joint is like the end, and not because it's like over, but just because like it's just so harsh. But I think that's right at the filter tip. That is done. What a great strain! Wow, Spritzer. I like it. Again, that's the runs times white grape times. No, no, I'm all fun. Okay. No, it is the runs times grape pie times What was the other one now? What was the other strain? Mac, the Miracle Alien Cookies. I knew it was in there somewhere. Yeah, so it is the again, the runs times the grape pie times the Miracle Alien Cookies. And great three-way cross there on that, and just really nice effects. Very heady now. And it's kind of taking you out there. And like I said, that's kind of what we're looking for. We got, a lot of creative work to do. So this will be really something, nice and helpful with that. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoy it. And like I said, get out to Garden Remedies. Grab yourself a couple of these. They're great. And happy Friday. Versace Stoner out.